Powered by Riverside FM.
Powered by Riverside.
What I'm trying to say is that if I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
You're listening to WildFireRadio.com presents the Jerry Torres program. No bad news, no sad news, no politics, no religion, just happy fun stuff. And now, here's your host, Jerry Torres.
Five-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Now go to that voodoo that you do so well.
Sound the bells. I guess sound the bells again.
Betty bought her some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she went and bought a bit of better butter, put it in her bitter batter, made her bitter batter.
Shut up. Anyway, welcome one and all to another edition episode of the Jerry Torres program. Appreciate everybody coming on, staying on. Yeah. What the hell was that? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is a nice, I think it's 87 outside. Yeah, I don't feel like doing much. I already did everything this morning. Made breakfast, and then I went to the gym, and then I went to ShopRite, and then I went to Kohl's, and I came home, did laundry, cleaned the house, and oh, good Lord, man. Anyway, my lady's working really hard. She's wonderful. She is wonderful. But anyway, I'm okay. I am fine. Well, I guess I could say this right now. Let us get this off the cuff, hit the ground running. Let us get done what is needed said and to get done. But ladies and gentlemen, that I have now been working for a company called Amazon, and I've been working there for now 10 years. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, guys. Oh, my goodness. 10 glorious years. Oh, come on. Knock it off. All right, keep going. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, my God. You guys are wunderbar. Wunderbar. Thank you so much. Yes. So 10 years working at Amazon, and it was at a time where I just started school and communications, and I recently left another previous job that I used to work for, which was I hated everyone there. Everyone except for one boss. Everyone else can go to hell. But other than that, I stayed there for like almost 2 or 3 years. I needed money. I needed a paycheck. And after that, when I quit, I was like, man, where am I going to go? What kind of job am I going to find next? So I kept, and when I started school, there was one of the teachers. I was telling him about my my financial situation, and one of my professors at the school, he was, hey, well, they've finished building a new Amazon over there in Robbinsville. Why don't you check that out? I was like, what? Robbinsville? It's like 22 minutes from me, basically. So he told me what I needed. So he said, yeah, all you got to do is have your high school diploma, clean drugs and no drugs in your system, and then you go through a seminar. It's 12-hour seminar. Once you go through that, you're immediately hired. Boom. And I was like, what? So that's what I did. I went over there and had my high school diploma. And they did the drug test on the spot, and immediately they were like, this was in 2014. So then they were like, okay, well, can you come tonight? The seminar starts at 7 o'clock. You have to be here by 7. I was like, oh, all right. Never stayed all the way to 12 hours for a seminar. So immediately I went there, and next thing you know, it was like Q&A. There was a previous security guard, had a 1985 hairstyle. He was a douche, man. But the nice people at Amazon were like, no, he's going to be a part of us soon. Blah, 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 blah. So it was a lot of Q&A. They gave us a package. They gave us a little package. Then more Q&As, and I was there for listening. We had a bathroom break, a little snack break. Some people left. Some people going to deal with the 12 hours, but I stayed there for 12 solid hours. And next thing you know, 10 years later, I am working at Amazon. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, come on. Guys, seriously. Oh, my Lord, I'm blushing. Wow. All right. Shh. Thank you. 10 years working there. Yeah, what can I say? Oh, guys, no. Oh, my God. All right, enough. Shut up! Why are they playing Viva Mexico? Oh, why are they? All right, anyway, so anyway, 10 years later, I went through a lot of good people, a lot of bad people, a-hole supervisors. At the time, of the first 2 years I was there, human resources wasn't developed. The whole warehouse was still being built, and there were a lot of, in the time, they were called PAs and senior ops managers. The majority of them, they were a-holes. I mean, they were really abusing their authority, breathing down people's necks. And thank God it didn't happen to me. I had a PA that was freaking awesome, and 2 senior managers that pretty much protected me. But in time, when people complained, immediately human resources jumped in. And, next thing you know, the abuse of authority stopped and everything else. It was like building. It took time. But now there's no such thing as anyone like abusing their authority, telling people what, humiliate them, belittle them, or put them in their place. There were a couple of bosses in the past that did that to me, but I would just stood my ground, looked them dead in their eye, and all of a sudden, when they realized what type of person I was that couldn't take the bull, they realized that, okay, yeah, show me some respect. You don't know me. And that's what causes work violence, man. But again, human resources will jump into action, and they'll make sure, they give the ultimatum. Either we can demote you, or, you can be escorted out of the building. And 9 out of 10, some of them quit right there on the spot. Others will get fired because they think they're doing something right, which they're technically doing something wrong. And then next thing you know, it's to a point where, and many of them got demoted. They couldn't, either they had no choice. They need a job, so.
Must be strong like bull.
But be that as it may, of the 10 years I've worked there at Amazon in Robbinsville, New Jersey, one of the largest warehouse in the state of New Jersey. I mean, I'm telling you, you can play football, baseball, and cricket in this warehouse, but it's huge. And many that I've known have come and gone. Many of them have quit. Many of them got fired. The one that got fired deserve it. I've seen some people steal. And I've heard people like try to take money out of the company and they got caught. I even see some people like took advantage of the system, like they think they knew the way around the rules and regulations. And many of them, when they got caught, they got fired. And many of them quit because they couldn't take the job stress. But I managed to hang in there of the 10 years I was there. A lot of good people came and went. Some other people found other jobs. Some people moved, you know. But I got lucky. There was a time where when I started in ship dock, there were these a-holes, except for Ryan, and there was another guy that was really cool. 2 or 3 guys that were cool. Keith was cool. But there were others that really wanted to fire me on the spot. I don't know why. I honestly do not know why. I personally do not care. But for some reason, they wanted to give me write-ups. They were like seriously like losing their temper with me. And I kept telling them, was like, I can go to human resources right now or go on the VOA board and write something about you, which I will without hesitation. Even if you stop me, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to go. So either you show me respect, tone your voice down, and let's resolve this issue in a manner where it can be resolved peacefully. And they look at me like, well, what I need you to do, and I told you what I need you to do is give me a different tone. Now, it was like a scene from a movie. There was like 3 or 4 of them I did that to. 2 of them still work there. I don't even speak to them, because they're living douche nozzles. But others, when they got thought, when they kept thinking is, oh yeah, everybody knows me, everybody loves me, everybody thinks I'm really cool. But then all of a sudden, when human resources find out what they're doing wrong, and next thing you know, they're about to get fired. All of a sudden, what do? They quit and leave. I'm like, gee, what happened? You know what I mean? I thought you were Mr. Likable, Mr. Lovable, Mr. and Mrs. Lovable, and you quit? Gee, because you can't take the pressure? Anyway. But I mean, I have health benefits. I have a 401k. I work in 7:30 to 6 hours, 10-hour shift. I'm about to say 6-hour shift. I work during the holidays, and then, I work 4 days on, 3 days off. But don't get me wrong. People think, wow, you get 3 days off. Even on my day off, I still work. All right. I got to clean the house, fix things, do my errands and laundry. Sorry, I had a burp. And do laundry, take care of my dad. And then, I got to go grocery shopping. And I'm in the middle of fixing my house. I just finished painting my stairs. Now the next step is to finish my front yard and rebuild the back porch. And it's like, I can never rest. Let's put it that way, until I get everything done. The only time I do rest is I manage to clean, laundry, cook, when everything is said and done, I was like, okay, it's too hot to work on the house right now. It is, I have to wait till the fall when the temperatures start drop a bit so it could be nice and cool to work on my house. But besides all that, the 10 years that I worked at Amazon, I've been thankful that there's a job where the people now are really good, and human resources get into action if someone gets out of line. I work with coworkers. The high majority of them are really good in transship where I work at. We all work together, get things done, and we manage to just like work in unison, put it that way. Either working the arm, doing palletizing, doing water spidering, whatever the case. I got lucky to work in transship because they wanted me to work there before, but there was a previous PA who was a douche nozzle, was abusing his authority and getting in people's faces. And he thought, again, he was another one that he thought he was above the law. He thought nothing can touch him. He thought he was bulletproof until the story goes, he made a girl cry, and there was so many complaints building up, and then he got the ultimatum: we can remove you of your duties, demote you immediately, or you can get fired, walk out of here. What's their choice? So this person was like, okay, fine, demote me. So I jumped into Transship when he left because I don't tolerate a boss that abuses his authority. But besides all that, I went there, and next thing you know, I was trained well. Everybody was there, was cool. When that guy was demoted, everything was like, everybody was happy, everybody was content. Everybody now that went back to Transship, and I was like, wow, where you guys back? Oh, he left. We came back. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, we're happy that he left. Many of them don't even want to talk to him or let alone look at him. And so when I was there, they taught me the arm, they taught me the water spider, they taught me to palletize. I was like, man, I'm learning all this stuff. And you move around. And years go by, I was like, all right, I get used to it. And then, they put me in other positions, flats and water spidering, And like I was saying before, in the time that I was there were many good coworkers that came and went. And like I said, a couple of them passed away, many of them moved, others found another job, another company, or they found when the other Amazons started to open, it was convenience for them because a lot of them were close to their house. Some of them had to drive 45 minutes to Robbinsville. But then when the other Amazons opened, they were like from 45 minutes down to 10 to 15. I was like, oh, shoot, convenience, I am content that I have a job that I just wish Jeff Bezos was like, wow, 10 years. You want to go to space? That'd be great if Jeff Bezos, hey, Jerry Torres, oh my goodness, 10 years. You know what? Let's put him on the ship. I know it's $27 million. I'll pay for it. What a great guy I am. Oh, shoot. Yeah, thank you. To Jeff Bezos. Yeah, shut up anyway. My crowd just decided to cheer out of the blue. Or basically, I had to take off my watch. Oh my goodness. Woof. So the 10 years I was there, it'll be great, like I said, if Jeff Bezos was, wow, we have an employee, 10 years. Well, I'm going to put him on my yacht, and then after my yacht, I'm going to send him to space. I'm like, thank you, Jeff, or may I call you Mr. Bezos? It's too early to have my first name basis. I don't know. Does Jeff Bezos have a sense of humor? That's the thing, man. I mean, I know he got married. He paid for $50 million wedding. Oh my goodness. I wonder if the divorce is going to be equal to the wedding. God, Lee. They should have got married in a divorce lawyer's office just in case, Oh my God, if they hear this. But yeah, man. Wow. I've learned a lot. They paid for my schooling too. I got to have a degree in web development. That's another thing about Amazon. Plus, they teach you others. They asked me one time years ago if I wanted to be a supervisor. But when I found out in the past of other supervisors that were once supervisors and then they didn't want to be a supervisor anymore, the stress that they had to go through, some of them would give you the position to start at night shift. I'm like, oh no. Now they don't have the authority to change someone's days. They can't do that anymore. There was a time it was like, hey, because I used to start working there from Monday to Thursday, right? I was like, oh, wait, Monday, Thursday. Yeah, Monday to Thursday. And at first I loved it. And then one day out of the blue, they're like, hey, Jerry, we're changing your days from Sunday to Wednesday. I was like, but I have no say. I'm sorry, but it happened. This was not the time. Now they can't do that anymore because workers' rights. So I was like, I couldn't say anything. They were cool about it, but I just couldn't do anything, say anything because I didn't want to lose my job. But then all of a sudden one day I realized that Sunday to Wednesday, next thing you know, on a Thursday, I was like, whoa, I can get things more done. I realized the good things having off on the Thursday. One,
I can go to the DMV early in the morning, be the first one in line. All right. Second, when I get my hair cut at the barber shop, at the barber salon shop that I go to, right? Immediately as it opens up, 9 o'clock they open. I'm there around 9:10. I am the first one in there. I'm getting my hair cut. I'm out the door. I usually had to wait till like Friday at one point or Saturday, and next thing you know, there'd be 15 other people, and I had to wait and I had to wait and I had to wait. Ow. Not anymore. I was like, I'm there, in, out the door. Or I can get my oil change done. A lot of things I could get done so early in the morning if I schedule it. Oh my goodness, what a relief. After that, I was like, oh wow, I can what can I do? Because there were times, because the previous jobs I had in the past, it was Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. But some of them it was like, man, can I get anything done? By the time Saturday hits, I would have to get up early in the morning to get an oil change done, do some errands, and the places that I needed to go were closed because they don't open on weekends. So then I accepted working, um, Sunday to Wednesday, and that's where I've been for almost 8 years, working Sunday to Wednesday. 10 years working there, 8 years working Sunday to Wednesday, and I didn't mind. Now I enjoy it. Even though I miss watching football on Sunday, that's a sucky thing. Yeah, I watch football on Sundays, I watch it in my room or in my living room, laid back with a bag of chips. And I used to go out and watch in sports bars, not anymore. Now I'm like, you know what? It's better to watch a football game. Now with the NFL package deal that I have, now I can watch any football game that I want to watch. Just a little click here, a little click there, and boom, I'm watching it. But yeah, I miss watching football on Sundays. But I mean, my bosses are cool. They let you listen to the game. Not we can't have it watching it or operating machinery. But the thing is about working at the company that I'm at right now, I've learned so much about myself. I learned not to take shit from anybody, including bosses. There were two female PAs in the past. One walked like Big Bird. She had this big goofy hair and she had a wise ass mouth, and she thought like she was insulting a lot of people. And she did it to me one day. And one day I went to the board, wrote about it. And next thing you know, human resources moved into action. And next thing you know, she had the option. We can demote you or we can walk you out. And she quit. She quit. Can you believe that? She's telling everybody, "Oh, find me another job." No, you didn't find no other job. The only job you have that you're lying to people because you didn't want any, you loved putting people down, insulting them, but all of a sudden when the tables turn, you couldn't take the pressure. And there was another one that was like abusing her authority. I was working in flats. In flats, you need your supplies. You need cards, pallets, you need your gaylords. Without them, you cannot operate. Right? And Keith, who was the supervisor there at the time, he was there, managing everything, and he did a great job, an excellent job. But then all of a sudden, there was another female PA. She was short, goofy looking, but again, she was writing people up, stalking people, making sure they're abusing their time. And all of a sudden, one day, and in flats, rate means nothing. All right. The only thing is making sure the chutes and the gaylords and the carts are not overflowing. That's the only thing. Because once those lights starts flashing and those carts are not empty or gaylord sections, they're gonna say something. But again, without our supplies, we can't move anything. So, Keith was like, "All right, everybody, it's kind of slow. It's going to slow down. It's going to pick up next couple hours. Right now, get everything. Get your pallets, and that's what we did. All right. So we started getting our stuff. I'm getting carts, and my other coworkers getting pallets, and we were kind of like sweeping it up a bit, making sure everything's nice and clean, throwing away cardboard. And then she comes up to me, "Jerry, you didn't scan anything for at least an hour." right? So I was like, excuse me? Yeah, you need to scan something, Jerry, because,
Scusi.
because if you don't scan something within an hour, that means you're time off task. I was like, you realize this is flats. Rate doesn't mean it does mean something, but not really because we don't have nothing. And I'm explaining her and telling her the truth, what we do here. And then all of a sudden her stupid stubbornness was like, but Jerry, you need to scan something. I was like, okay, you don't understand my English. And that's when I got Keith and I got another guy named Mike. And he said, listen, I'm walking away from you because you really don't understand what the hell I'm telling you. And I'm telling you the truth, what we do here, but my English is not going through you. I'm walking away from you. I don't care if you're a boss. I'm walking away from you. And Keith jumped in. They told her what we did here. But her pathetic moronicness that she was born with, she was still like, but you need to scan something. I need to write Jerry up because the next thing you know, I got so angry that I went to the VOA board and she wrote me up. But I went to the VOA board expressing my situation, her attitude, her stubbornness, her ignorance, and her abuse of authority. You have to write the truth when you're on the VOA board. And I did. And I didn't even cover my face. I want her to know who wrote it. Next thing you know, 2 days later, she got called to Human Resources. They gave her like the riot act and this and this. And from what I heard, she was being very bitchy, And next thing you know, she quit. She quit. Can you believe that? I was like, oh my Lord. Oops, let me see there. Here you go. Oh, no, that's not there. Another one.
Beat that!
So she quit because she couldn't handle the pressure of someone telling her what to do. I was happy that she quit anyway. So Human Resources called me into the office and they told me what happened. And they said, Jerry, we're lifting the write-up. You're not getting it because, we were telling, I'm sure, Keith and Mike were telling her and you told her and then we told her, but still it was like her way or no way. We don't care about, what others say. My way is better. And I was like, oh my Lord. So she quit. And I was happy. I was happy. And I said, happy days are here again. So it made me realize that this is the type of company that doesn't tolerate anyone who thinks they're above the law. And it doesn't tolerate anyone who thinks their way is better. Screw what the rules say. I'm making my own rules to make sure everything's run right my way. Ugh.
Give me liberty or give me death.
And death it is. So I managed to. It's not. I don't get satisfaction someone losing their job, but I do get satisfaction when there's someone who's a douche, an a-hole, a prick boss, and then when Human Resources jump in and they get fired, that gives me the satisfaction that we can't have people like that working in the company. You got to have bosses that are cool, nice, courteous, respectful, compassionate. You know what I mean? They're willing to listen. And, those are the type of bosses that can move up into the company. And, and they asked me to be a boss, but like I said, I didn't want to change my days. I didn't want to work night shift. I didn't want to get blamed for something that I didn't do. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, I'm like, but I am doing what you need to do your hardest, Jerry. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But I'm blessed and I'm lucky that of the 10 years I worked at Amazon, it saved me, put it that way. Because I was in a place where I tried to find work and I looked everywhere. But my professor was telling me about Amazon because he lives around that area. excuse me. And he told me, and without him bringing it up, I was like, well, I don't know where to go. I thought about getting a part-time job and then this job, but in time, I got a raise. I got bonuses, and I appreciate everyone there. And the people from Human Resources jumping in. The excuse me, damn it. See, that's what happens when you drink soda too fast. What the hell am I drinking? The warehouse manager, Steve, the big boss of the whole warehouse, and the people on Transship and ShipDoc and Pick and all those other people there. There are a lot of good dudes and dudettes. We all respect each other. We all try to help each other. And for those that don't need it, for those that think they're better than others, we let them be. It's like, okay, yeah, we don't need to talk to you. You don't talk to me, then what's wasting my time trying to talk to you? So, 10 years working there, man. And I'm not going to make this whole podcast about kissing ass to working at a company that I admire and that did save me. What the hell, man? Why can't I get this up? No, it's not that. There we go. Okay, got that there. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is this? Oh, God.
Will you be quiet, please?
Listen, you little bastard. What the hell, man?
We're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, right, little kid. Oh, man. But like I said, 10 years, real good. Send out the fireworks. And a lot of good people came and went. At the time when I was there, they were building and finishing stuff up and connecting more computers. And a lot of the bosses come and gone, man. A lot of good ones. I wish some of them stayed, but, like life, you move on,
Even think about talking back.
Oh, my goodness. So thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Mr. Bezos. It was just a little jokey poo, all right? Now, but in all seriousness, I'd like to thank the people at Amazon. Mr. Jeff Bezos for helping people get employed. And the good people of my coworkers that I work there. Thank you to those guys. Some of them came and went. Some of them moved on. It's freaking sucks, dude. There were a lot of them were real fun. We sit down, we talk sports and DC, Marvel, sci-fi movies, And there's a lot of attractive women in there, right? But I keep it professional. All right. So knock it off. You don't eat where you shit where you eat. Don't eat your own shit. All right. But besides all that, I'm thankful. Because I don't know where I would have been if Amazon wasn't there. When I graduated from Connecticut School of Broadcasting, I knew Amazon wasn't going to cover. They could have, but at the time I didn't ask. But I paid off the tuition myself. My school was really cool, making sure my payments were caught on time, making sure they didn't give me no late fees. But when I attended web development, Amazon paid for everything. I was like, oh, wow. And I have my degree on the wall. I'm not going to call it a certificate of completion because people think I just got out of rehab, but I'm calling it a degree. All right. I don't care what people say, is a degree. So now I can develop websites for people, and I'm pretty good at it.
Where's my glasses?
Man. So besides all that, thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Mr. Bezos. And thank you to the people that I work with at Amazon. You guys have been good. Great. Keep it up. Be good to yourselves and each other. And make sure you have your pets spayed or neutered. Thank you, everybody. Good night for watching the Amazon Showcase. Yes. All right, people. What the hell, man? Oh, my God. Yeah. Good night. No. I'm not gonna do that. Oh my god, man. Ha ha ha. Well, the new Superman movie opens this weekend. I'm gonna go see it next week. When everything is calm. All right. I really gonna go see the Fantastic Four, no doubt about that. Mm. Yeah, I love the song Fantastic Four. Yeah. And I hope they do this one and this one right. Oh my God. The last three were the first two were A-okay. The third one was horrible. And now I'm hoping this one does the job and does the job right. It's frustrating, dude. Because I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan. And speaking of, I gotta buy the tchotchkes to put on my desk. And my desk is already filled up with stuff. Warhammer, Iron Man, DC stuff, Marvel. I'm like, oh my God, I'm running out of room. I am running out of room. I was like, my girlfriend bought me the Jaws head, popcorn head, and I was like, oh boy. And she was so awesome. So she bought me that. Next thing you know, I had to make room on my shelf to put it, and I did. I managed to put it somewhere where everybody can see it, and everybody loves it. Ah, man. And now they got the Galactus popcorn head. If anybody has seen that, go online. This thing is freaking huge, but it's so damn awesome, right? And it's big. It lights up. And I'm like, ooh, I love it, man. I was like, should I get it? No, I can't. I want to. And I love Galactus, man. It's awesome. And I know they're going to do Galactus perfectly in Fantastic Four. So I'm I'm debating, should I get the Galactus popcorn head box? It's probably going to cost like $40-$50. But movies are back again. They are, because now these movie companies are doing the right thing, right? Having like special credit, you know what I mean? If you keep buying a ticket, these popcorn head boxes that are from the movie, like from F1 to Jaws to Fantastic Four to Batman film, and they got these really cool looking popcorn heads, and people would buy them as collectors, but that brings money to the company, and so on and so on and so on. Somebody needs to move from AMC to Regal. They're doing something and doing something right, because now everybody's going back to the movies again, you know? And it's a good thing because somebody's doing the right thing. I have been, at the time, I used to be that guy. I'll wait till it comes on streaming service. Remember way back when it was it was like, I'll wait till it comes out on video, you know? You're talking about like this old.
What did you say?
That old.
What?
And everybody would say, oh, wait till it comes out on DVD. Wait till it comes out on VHS. And 3 months later, it's in Blockbuster or some small video company. Those days are gone now. Now, oh, wait till it comes on streaming services. Now, like the following week or two, it does come on, but you got to pay like $23 to see it. I did that to a couple movies. I didn't care. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm at home watching it. You know? It's nothing like watching a movie.
Nerd Talk.
I guess that's what it is. So I guess that's what the time we live in now. Now you get to watch a movie on your phone, your tablet, and now I guess on your watch now, you know, your laptop. You don't have to worry about going to the movies, you know, or waiting forever, like 3 months. Now it's like a week or two, no less than 3, and it's boom, right there in your house. But so many movies are like in development or in the works, or they're teasing up and coming movies like Dune, and there was another movie called the Odyssey. They did a little teaser trailer on that, and everybody's like, "Ooh, oh, but it comes out next year. Sucks, but it is what it is. They're in the works of developing and filming. Now, here's the thing, if anyone knows about filming movies. 9 out of 10, some of these movies are complete, but there's a thing called editing. And they have to go back to the studio, excuse me, edit a little here, edit a little there. And all of a sudden, it's like they go to test screenings. So, small majority crowd, they get a good chance to look at this movie. And all of a sudden, they'll be like, oh, we didn't like this scene. We didn't like this scene. So, what happens? They get these people to, with clipboards, now tablets, and they look at it and be like, okay, we'll look at what they said. Okay, we take this out. It wasn't necessary. Why did you say something like that? How come with this? How come that? The scene sucked, So then you have these people's on tablets taking notes. Okay. So what happens next? They have to go back to the studio, cut here, add a little there, and next thing you know, they're going, hey, we should redo this scene again. And all of a sudden, they're redoing the scene, again, hey, come back so we can do this. Why? What are you talking about? I'm in the beach in the Bahamas, No, we got to do this scene again. Oh, this fucking blows, It's like, oh, man. So they have to go back, redo the shoot scene again, but now they have to add CGI, something that they missed, and it's a long list of it wasn't like it was way back when, where it was like one shot, one kill, that's it. Now it's like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, let me go back here, go back there, go back. Okay, why is this not working? Ugh, good Lord, man. I'm sorry, people. I'm just trying to. There we go. One more. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Boom. So, like I was saying, now they have to go back. Like I said, back when, one shot, one kill, that's it. And they have to deal with what they have. Now today, it's we didn't like this scene. Why did you add that scene? And they go back to the studio, and all of a sudden they CGI it, AI it, Androidize it, whatever, sanitize it. They cut this out, add a little here, something that wasn't there. They put it there, and then also they go back to the test screening again. And then all of a sudden, hey, we like what we saw. Thank you so much. All right, excellent. Because it's painstaking when they film a movie. It's not as easy as you think. They go through a lot. Reshoots, remakes, redos. And it's like, oh my goodness. Rewrites, especially with the script. And so on and so on and so on. So by the time to get everything done, everything well perfected, and all the fat was cut, then it's like, okay, now we have a release date. Now we have everybody prepared for the premieres. When's it going to be loud? Next May. And it's like, perfect. Boom. It's a painstaking process, people. Trust me. I was on many movie sets in my time, and I know what the hell they go through. In the movie Star Wars, they had over 3 hours, almost 3 hours of film. And George Lucas was like, no, I'm going to put it all in the movie. Had he done that, the movie would have bombed. We would have never had the Star Wars that we have now. So it was a woman that said, you know what? I could cut this down to like an hour 50 or something like that. There's a documentary of the making of Star Wars. So she grabbed all the reels and she went to the studio. And in those days, it wasn't like like it is now. Click this, touch that, move this here. No, they actually had to use scissors and razors and microscopes and whatever. I mean, it was painstaking in those days. So she did it all. And also she showed it to George Lucas, what she edited, what she took out. And George Lucas loved it. He was like, oh my God, you cut it down. So yeah, I had to take this scene out. This scene was ridiculous. This scene was horrible. I don't know why you put this here. And she was upfront and honest. She didn't hold back. And next thing you know, 1977, Star Wars is what it is today.
For Pete's sake.
A classic, man. Oh my God. Why am I getting AARP magazines? Okay, listen, I got AARP magazines. All right, so Rod Stewart, do you still think I'm sexy? And there's a cover of Rod Stewart, 80-something years old, on my, I get AARP magazines. Hey, you're really cool for a young guy magazine. There you go. That's what I got. Yeah, I'm getting AARP. So anyway, all right. So the great Rod Stewart, who is now in his 80s, but he's still rocking, but he's doing like his finale tour. He goes, I'm going to die next year tour, whatever. But I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. Okay, here's one of the questions. All right, one of the questions they asked is when you put together a set list, how much do you rely on the hits? And his answer was, I like to give people what they want. If Sam Cooke was alive, I'd want to hear him saying, You Send Me, and Twisting the Night Away. Jagger said that once, you play a new song and the audience goes flat and starts picking their nose. Wow. So I guess, that's like a good way to put it, picking your nose. All right. So hold on, people, man. This guy. Oh, my goodness. All right, I just accidentally shut it off. Hold on. My goodness. Get on, please. Why is this thing not coming on? Oh, my Lord. All right, hold on. All right, I'll continue on with the Rod Stewart thing. Just right now, I'm just trying to get this monitor up and running. Oh, my God. Hello. Thank you. Okay, boom. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's going too far. Why is this thing not working with me? There we go. Oh my God. I can't believe this thing is not working with me. And here we go. Come on. Click, click, click. Oh, brother. You know what? I don't care anymore. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's go back to the Rod Stewart thing. Okay. Let's see. Okay. You've been a model railroad hobbyist for, this was the question he asked Rod Stewart. Okay. You've been a model railroad hobbyist for more than 30 years. Railway Modelers said your layout, a 27 by 62 foot mid-century cityscape, is an artistic masterpiece. What's the difference between a good model railroad and setup and a masterpiece? He said, there's no difference. It's the pleasure that it gives you. Everywhere I go, I take me paints and me tools, and I build me something instead of sitting around the hotel room all day. That's what was kept me sane. I'm happiest when I'm at my workshop building something. Ah, all right. So he likes to build things. Okay. Let's see if there's any more question of the great Rod Stewart that I got on my AARP magazine. Whoopee. Okay. So here's another question. So do you have any advice on how to maintain a good relationship with your exes? He goes, my exes have been together. There are photographs where all 5 mothers have been in the same room, and it's okay. Just lucky, mate. Wow. So he gets along with his exes. Lies. I bet he doesn't get along. Bet he just yells and bitch, why the hell you gotta be here? Damn, all right? Can't a man just be like, oh my goodness, here comes my other girl. Oh my Lord, what am I gonna do? I don't know how to give a Rod Stewart accent. Oh my God, there we go. So, can you imagine that?
Damn.
All right, so another question that they asked Rod Stewart, do you stay in touch with Elton John? All right. We FaceTime each other. It was his birthday a couple days ago, so I sent him 48 pink roses. Oh, that's Yeah. Anyway, so all right, let's move on, man. So this guy got married like 5 times. Oh my lord, man. Oh, there's so much about this guy. And listen, I'm not putting him down. You know what I mean? The guy is a legendary artist. You know, he sings the great songs, classic hits. You can't, this man's still rocking at the age of 80. Damn. Can you imagine that?
Damn.
All right. Let me see here. There's another question. All right. Another question. Do you think I'm sexy was out on your set list for a while? Now it's back. Do your feelings about that song evolve? His answer, yeah. I say it was like a pink toilet seat that was in the front of Jeff Beck. He said dreadful song of his was like having a pink toilet seat around your neck. Do you think I'm sexy? I gotta flip the page here. Come on, people. All right. Oh my lord, it's a big ass answer. All right. Do you think I'm sexy was so criticized by critics? I said, oh my God, I've ruined my career. Eventually, time goes by and people love it. Now that's one of the highlights of the evening because it brings back memories. That's what music is about, those memories. Speaking on touring, one thing I like to clear up, critics say Rod was great, but he had to take a rest. It drives me mad. When I do concerts, I change costumes, mainly because I like to show off, but also because I sweat a lot. I'm not resting. Taylor Swift goes off stage about a dozen times, but they don't say that about her because she's young. All right. So, in other words, you have to change your diaper, okay, and then have the nurses inject you with some sort of boost drug. You know what I mean? No, but I mean, brings up a good point. You know, you have these young artists, they can change clothes, but at his age, 80, he can't do it. Oh my goodness, man. Life's not fair. But that is of the great Rod Stewart. There's so much in here. He was knighted. He goes, being knighted puts a small weight on your shoulders. So I do as much charity work as I can. So that's it from the great Rod Stewart, still performing at 80 something years old. Oh my goodness. Mm. Mm. Sorry about that. So congratulations, Rod Stewart, on doing your best and what you need to do to keep us entertained. Even though this is like your last and final tour, so you say. But imagine if George Michael was still alive. He'll probably be doing the same thing, 80 years old, still performing his great songs. Many legendary artists are like officially retired, not doing it anymore. Those are called the one-hit wonders. But, you have a lot of these like, Mick Jagger. Guy's like 82 something years old. He's still performing. Oh my goodness. And there's so many of these artists that are getting up there in age, but they know they got one more bit of pep in their step to continue to deliver us music, to give us songs that we so well remember. Great memories, some songs we dance to, some songs we romance to, and some songs that, got emotional about. But that's what Rod Stewart is about, man. Many of these artists have come and gone. Who knows what could happen from, Teddy Pendergrass to Marvin Gaye, if they were still alive, still performing. It would have been awesome just to see those guys on stage and just, wow, I hear Sexual Healing and I'm watching Marvin Gaye live. Awesome, Sadly, because some of these artists have come and gone, we would have never known what they were like if they had been alive today, or what health issues they would have had. But Rod Stewart kept it together. He exercises. He has a hobby to keep his mind sane. He has family that loves him very much. He always has a lot of time for himself. But be that as it may, who knows if George Michael was alive? He probably would still been performing. Michael Jackson was another person. Has he still been alive? Would he still be performing? I would say yes, but with nurses' help, or with a colostomy bag. I don't know, So many questions. Jimi Hendrix, another guy. Had he not done drugs, from Jim Morrison, same thing. Jim Belushi. But those guys went in the wrong direction. Those guys took a path that pretty much, led them to their demise. But some artists like Rod Stewart and Mick Jagger and, a lot of these guys are getting up there in age, but they're still performing. And they're still delivering music that we want to hear, that we love. And that to me says a lot about a man or a woman to say, I may be 60, I'll still perform. Like Heart, they're in their 70s and they're still performing. It's like, whoa. How many of them have what they have, what little of they have left, and say, you know what, I can still give it my all. I'm not done until I'm gone, Some of these artists just come and go. They want their money and just says, you know what, screw this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. But thankfully, Rod Stewart is pretty much that bit of inspiration for those that are getting up there in age. We're not performers, but, they said, you know what, maybe 70, I'm going to go running. I'm going to go on my treadmill. Doctor said I have a good heart. I'm going to do it. He's unstoppable. The man knows what he's doing. He's doing it right. He's becoming an inspiration, not just to one, but to everybody that's getting up there. In other words, he's giving us the word hope and 911. Anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is about my time for the Jerry Torres program. I'd like to say that I am an accomplished author. Yes.
Damn.
I have written a book entitled Chinese Food for Breakfast. It's an ebook. You can go on lulu.com, that is LULU, or on Amazon Kindle. And it's an ebook. You can download the book, read the book anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or your laptop. And the book is only $4, people, so you're really not going to be breaking the bank. So download the book today on lulu.com or on Amazon Kindle. And the book is entitled Chinese Food for Breakfast by Jerry Torres. It's a book about fun. Also, listen to my good friend Latisse Mitchell's Tice Talk. It is on the works of making a comeback. And her podcast shows about love, relationships, issues, families, things that she sees. She's one of my closest comedic friends in the business, and she knows comedy because this woman is hysterical. What she talks about on her podcast is the same thing she talks about on stage. You can listen to her previous podcast episodes on iHeart, YouTube, or on Instagram. She's on the works of making her comeback. So listen to Latisse Mitchell's Tice Talk.
It'll make your head spin.
Tice Talk with Latisse Mitchell.
In your face.
Mitchell, Latisse, talk nice.
Will knock your socks off.
Tice Talk with Latisse Mitchell.
Sunday.
Oh my God. Also listen to Gordo B's new song and new album. You can download them on YouTube, Instagram, or on Spotify. You can catch Gordo B's new hip-hop song and new album, which is out right now. Download it today. Go on YouTube. Type in Gordo B, Gordo, big letter B. And I heard his whole new album. It's really good music. You can just close your eyes and just bop your head and have no worries at all. But it is a great song. You can understand what the hell he's saying. Some of these hip hop artists don't. He's like, okay, that's all they say. And I'm like, okay, no, it's I'm like, all right, I can't understand anything you say, dude. But besides all that, Gordo B is, you can understand what he's saying. So download his new album. Go to Gordo B, again, it's Gordo, big letter B, on Instagram, TikTok, or on YouTube. And listen to Funky Times, ladies and gentlemen. They are a great band. They mix it up with jazz, funk, and rock. You can catch them on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. They are a great band. They know how to make music and make music right. If you need them to any special event, send them an email, set up a time and date, and they'll be there. And I'll make sure they won't let anybody down because they know how to make original music. And so find them, go on Funky Times. They're a great band. Listen to them. You're not going to regret it. And speaking of funky times, I use their music to close my podcast. And a 3 and a 2 and a 1 and a 1, 2 and a 3 and a 4, 5, 6. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. That's the short one. Hold up. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this one's the long one. Okay. Jeez, that was fast. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Jerry Torres program. As I always say towards the end of my podcast, whatever religious figure you believe in, may you be blessed. I bid you all a fondue. I'll be back. So I ask you all, please don't go changing. I'm gone. Get gone and bye.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Powered by Riverside.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Limited time offer. No purchase necessary. Offer valid at participating locations. Void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing heart.
You've just heard the Jerry Torres program on Spotify and on Riverside FM. Plus, you can find them on other podcast affiliates. Subscribe to his podcast episode. Go on Spotify and subscribe to his podcast show. Also, listen to his previous podcast episodes on any of his podcast affiliates. Download any of his episodes, listen, enjoy, because the Jerry Torres has been known to bring magic.